Second round action in this 2023 Region 10 Division II men's basketball tournament moves to Wilmington, North Carolina, Cape Fear Community College. We start with the first quarterfinal. It's the number one team in the country and the number one overall seed in this tournament. Davidson-Davie, the Storm 29-0, 22-0 in Region 10 play. Taking on the 9 seed Guilford Tech, the Trojans 10-18, 5-17 in the region. Trojans getting to the second round, winning at Wake Tech, the 8 seed, a tiny upset, 100-94. So there's the bracket. All right, welcome in, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. This is second round action in the Region 10 tournament, and Davidson getting a bucket on their first possession for Chase Mebben, and then Michael Lawson hitting a 3 for the Titans. So Guilford Tech, the Trojans getting to the second round, winning against the 8 seed Wake Tech on Tuesday, 100-94. Davidson, the number one overall team in the country, number one seed in this tournament as well. The Storm are 29-0, 22-0 in the region. Trojans 10-18 and 5-17 in the region. Davidson with the basketball. Chase Mebben has all 4 right now for the Storm. The first team all-region player is the number one shooting forward in the country. It's 72% from the field this season. Here's Key, too strong, tip for the rebound. Mebben has it for Davidson. And down low, that's going to be Jonathan Faust with the easy 2. Davidson, the 7th highest scoring team in Division II, 92.9 points per ball game. Third meeting between these two clubs. One was close, one was a blowout, as we'll get free throws for the Trojans. Back on February 8th, it was 68-65 Davidson at Guilford Tech, Davidson shot just 35% in the victory. It was their second worst shooting performance of the season. And then back on January 19th, Storm won easily at home, 100-77. Player slow to get up for the Trojans. It was Lawson, I believe, who took that hit. He would go to the free throw line if he stays in the game, and it looks like he's going to do that. So Michael Lawson with the triple for the Trojans at the start of this one. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Second round action in this 2023 Region 10 Division II basketball tournament. The action all weekend long at Cape Fear Community College in Wilmington, North Carolina. Lawson is a 69% free throw shooter. Are they going to make him come out of the game? I think there's some discussion about that with Kirk Chandler. And they will take him out. So I think because the coach came out on the court, and of course Matt Ridge can sub in or bring in whoever he wants to shoot these free throws, and he'll ask for Dylan Miller, who shoots 53% from the charity stripe for the Trojans. Well, correction, it's going to be Underhill. What is happening? Okay, so Pharaoh Underhill's going to shoot the free throws. He's a good free throw shooter at 73%. as he gets the first of two. Odd. This is a Trojans team. They could score the basketball, 15th in the country, shooting 48% as a team. 32.2 field goal makes a game. That's 19th best in Division II. They have the Underhill gets both free throws, so it's 6-5 Storm here in the first 2 minutes. Mebane with 4, Faust with 2. This is Ross. Ross cut off, gets it down low. Mebane, yes again. He has had a great start to this second round action. Chase Mebane with 6 of the 8. He's averaging 14 a game. I mentioned top shooter in the country at 72%. 7.4 rebounds as well. Miller cut off on the double team. He scoops it out to Underhill, who attacks and can't score. Mebane a rebound, almost had it poked away, and then we have a foul. Underhill from the ground commits the personal. It's the first on the Titans. Both teams with an early team foul here in the first 2.5 minutes. The theme of this tournament might be free throws. Davidson is 5th in the nation at 25.8 free throw attempts per game. They're 6th in makes with 17.7. Most of the teams in the tournament are in the top 10 in free throw attempts. So if you're looking, if you're a fan of one of the later games, these games might bleed over a little bit. We might have a lot of time spent at the free throw line. Good hustle play there by Key, and it's tipped by Jenkins. So Trojans get the turnover. Jenkins on the left wing, trailing by 3. Bounce passes it down low, and the flip shot is no good by Wall. Almost a steal there by Davidson, and it's going to be deflected off the Storm, who couldn't come up with the rebound. So Trojans get another crack at it here, 3 minutes into the game. Good to see Lawson right back into the game. Devontae Moses also checking back in for Kirk Chandler. So Wall with the inbound, catch and shoot triple try by Moses is good. Devontae Moses, just 28% three-point shooter. Lawson, just 24%. Both looking good on their first triple tries for Guilford. 8 all. Chase Mebane is doing a lot of work today, and they have not had an answer for him. He has 8 of the 10 at the start of this one for Davidson. Krishima, glad to be with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Watching second round action of this D2 Region 10 tournament. Fight for the rebound. Mebane wins the battle. Faust down low. It's Taylor kicking it out. Extra pass. Goes to Faust. Corner 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Tillman. The 3 is no good by Ross. And then it's deflected out off the Storm. Davidson, 92.9 points per ball game, 7th best. They're the 18th best shooting team at 48%. 5th in rebounding, 4th in assists per game at 22.3. They're 5th in steals per game at nearly 12. 12th in blocks at 5.5. Trojans are 4th in blocks with 7.2. Bryant Wall, 3.6 blocks per game. He's 3rd best in the country. As Key gets the bucket, Raycon Key, 19.5 points per ball game, leads 4 players in double figures for the Trojans. Davidson off the make, trying to go quickly. They come up empty. Good start to this one. The 9-seed Guilford Tech getting the mild upset over Wake as they take the lead. Jenkins. So 5 different players have scored for the Trojans. It's all Chase Mebane right now, mostly all Chase Mebane. He's got 8 of the 10 for the Storm. Top team in the country, King for 3, in and out, tip for the rebound. It's controlled by Tillman. Swung out to Taylor for 3. Firing at will, Davidson cold at the start from behind the arc, and Tillman had it stripped. Trojans into the forecourt, the 9 seed over the 1 seed here in the first 5 minutes of this one. Aggressive play by Lawson, got his miss. Key had it stripped, steal by Taylor, throws it full court, 1-on-2, and it's blocked Ross couldn't come up with it. Maybe some contact there, says the Davidson faithful. Pull up from the right of the lane. It's Raekwon Key, and it's Titans 14, Storm 10. Guilford, as I mentioned, the last meeting was close. It was a 3-point game, 68-65 at Guilford back in early February. They go back to Chase Mebane. Still no answer for him. He is in double figures already. 10 of the 12 for Davidson-Davie. Davidson, yeah, unbeaten, but they've had a lot of close games this season. You don't go through 29 games and just blow everybody out. And right now the Trojans are feeling real good about themselves. Devontae Moses gets his second triple. He's got 6. And the Titans lead by 5. Here's Bellamy into the game. Pull up, no. Tip for the rebound. It comes to Lawson for the Trojans. 13:35 to go. Lawson contested 3. Front ironed it. Here comes Davidson. Extra pass to Mebane. And Mebane with a dozen. My goodness. Playing without Jalen King. Of course, he has been injured. So, key to a national championship is Guilford Tech cannot miss for 3. Bryant Wall gets it to go. He's 37%. Good free throw shooter on the year. 51% overall on the season. Tillman tries to answer right back. It's an air ball. Titans looking good at the start of this one. 20-14. And the camera is not working with us. 3 ball that time, no good. Here's Key. The putback is blocked by Tillman. Bellamy, crossover, uses the baseline, kicks it out to Taylor. To the cutter Mebane, and he scores again. 14 for Chase Mebane. 14 of the 16. Faust is the only other player who scored for Davidson. 12:17 to go in the half. Moses, Key, Jenkins, Lawson, Underhill, the 5 out there. Tough bucket there by Key. Key's got 6. Moses has 6. And it's Guilford Tech by 6. Bellamy over to Taylor. Keep feeding him. Why not? Cannot be stopped. He's got 16. Chase Mebane. First team and one of the top players in the country, helping his team hang around here against the onslaught of threes. Moses, his third three-pointer. He's up to 9. Down low, hanging and scoring. Tough play there by Taylor. Titans 25, Storm 20, 11:20 to play here in this opening half. Game 1 of the 4 quarterfinals as action moves to Wilmington and Cape Fear. Key can't get it to go. He's fouled. Second team foul on Davidson. Apropos of nothing, but, well, actually, we're going to have a timeout. So we're going to step aside. I'll finish that thought in a moment. Great start for the Titans from behind the arc. They lead it by 5. Giving you a look at the all-region selections, and of course several players for Davidson. No surprise there that Mebane, King, who they're without right now, and Taylor. all on that list, and great seasons for several players for the Trojans as well. Bryant Wall and Raekwon Key honored. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. So, again, apropos of nothing, as we have Key going to the free throw line, but the automatic bids, that whole situation in D2 and Region 10 gets a little wonky. So basically, if Davidson does what they're favored to do, which is to win the whole thing, then they would be the automatic qualifier. Whoever wins the tournament is the automatic qualifier. Now, if, let's say, the Trojans upset Davidson here in this opening round, then Davidson, as the regular season winner, would go to the District B championship game. They would take on one of the 3 Florida schools. Or, if Davidson wins the whole thing, whoever finishes second in this tournament, keep that in mind, in this tournament, so the championship game runner-up would go to that District B playoff game. Some subs for Matt Ridge. The scoop shot is good. Trey Fields is out there, number 22. Number 10, Jonathan Faust remains in the game. Number 5 is Jordan McNeil. Number 25, Elon Muniz is in the game. And number 21, Aaron Ross returns. So that's the 5 right now for Davidson out of the timeout. Looking to make a push, running and gunning, slam dunk by Jonathan Faust. His second field goal. Storm cut the deficit down to 3. Trojans have led by as many as 6 here at the start of this one as we get near the midway point. Ross going to be called for the foul there. Key in the game, Dylan Miller back out there. Lawson remains, so does Underhill. And just as I do all that, Guilford's going to make a change. So Key goes out, Wall is in. So Wall, Lawson, Miller, Underhill, and Moses. Devontae Moses has 3 triples. And he stays on 3s. He missed that one long. Ball tipped, but chased down by Faust. The bounce pass down low. Bucket no good. Ross stays with it. Ross had it blocked, but a foul called on Moses. So Aaron Ross, 71% free throw shooter, will go to the free throw line. Davidson, yeah. Chase Mebane, yeah. You know, all these guys, Jalen King, Jaheim Taylor, all these guys, you know, that's the top 3. But it's a very balanced team. 8 players for the Storm, averaging 6.5 per game or better. Mentioned those 3 players all in double figures, but this is a deep team. So when you have a guy like King go out, got some depth, you're not as worried about it. Of course, you want to be at full strength this time of the year. Miller looking for the pass. It's intercepted by McNeil. Throw ahead and the dunk by Ross. Aaron Ross with his first field goal. He's got 3, and the Storm retake the lead. Led briefly in the early going. Lawson, step back J, no good. Offensive rebound Underhill, and he's called for the over the back, which isn't over the back anymore, but it's the same basic thing. They changed the terminology of it. Every once in a while I get an email from an official if I call it over the back, so that's why I go into this long tirade that 95 out of the 96 of you who are watching right now don't care about. Saves me some emails. So, Storm getting some stops. Back on top by 1. Bounce pass deflected by Lawson. And it's saved in the backcourt, and that's going to be thrown away by the Storm. Trojans picking up the defensive pressure here in this one. This is a Guilford Tech team. They started 5-5. Then they went through a bad stretch into the first semester. December 10th to February 3rd. They lost 10 out of 11. But they enter the quarterfinals 4-4 in their last 8. As Josiah Jenkins started the game, has 2 points, checks back in. Lawson goes out with 3 points. And Matt Ridge going to bring in Chase Mebane, 16. That's all he's done today. Ho-hum. Chase Mebane dominating first half for the Storm. As we near 9 minutes left to go in this opening half. It's a tight one between the 9 seed Guilford Tech and the 1 seed top team in the country, Davidson. And Key puts his team back on top. Raekwon Key in double figures. He's got 11. Mebane, I mentioned, in double figures with 16. They're looking for him. Bellamy trying. Instead, he'll shoot the 3. Got it, and a foul. Raymond Bellamy. Chance for a 4-point play. Action in junior college basketball goes super fast, folks, but let's try to run this back while Bellamy gets ready. He was trying to pass it. They gave him some space. And you saw the contact there. Bellamy on the season, 66% free throw shooter. More shuffling. Jaheim Taylor is back into the game. And the 4-point play by Bellamy. That's all 4. Storm have their biggest lead now at 3. 3 straight region titles for the Storm. Looking for their 4th here in 2023. Catch and shoot Jenkins. No good from 3. Nice box out by Bellamy. He pushes into the forecourt. Bellamy at the half circle. Gets it back from Ross. Now McNeil down low. Mebane. Too easy. 18 in the half for Chase. Storm, it's an 11-point swing since that timeout by Matt Ridge. They trail by 6, now up by 5. Hanging Moses can't score. Bellamy another box out, and it's deflected by Wall out of bounds. So Storm will get it back, and Taylor looks like he's shaken up, so he's got to come out. So I hear Sims will come in, the freshman. Inside 8 minutes to go here in this opening half. McNeil attacks, had it blocked by Jenkins. Ripped it away and then threw it away as he was looking for Ross. Tough angled pass. Oh, there is Jalen King. I was talking about him injured. I know he was injured a couple of weeks ago. He didn't start the game, so he's out there for the first time for Matt Ridge's team. Good to see him back on the court. Miller now for Guilford Tech. Bounce passes it to Key. He's stripped by McNeil, I believe that was. Going quickly, the step back triple is an air ball by Sims. Here come the Titans. Attacking, too strong by Wall. Titans long scoring drought for them. And that's going to, well, it's going out of bounds. It was almost a backcourt violation. Trojans might need a timeout here. 7:17 left to go. Lawson going to come back into the game. Raekwon Key has 11. 9 for Devontae Moses for the Trojans. Chase Mebane with 18 in the first half. Bellamy's got 4 for Faust and 3 for Ross. Those are your leaders. 4 fouls on the Titans, 3 on the Storm as we approach the 7-minute mark. The 1 seed Davidson-Davie and the 9 seed Guilford Tech. That pass a bit off the mark by Sims looking for Mebane. So back-to-back turnovers. Sims will come out. Taylor will come in. Here's Moses, top of the key. Pass, that's going to be another turnover. It's gotten sloppy right now, especially for the Trojans. Neither team has done much offensively here in the last couple of moments. Tillman inbound now for the Storm. Some key victories for Davidson in that unbeaten 29-0 regular season. January 1st, they won at Sandhills, D3 Power, 84-76. Mention those close Region 10 victories, 6 of them by 3 or less. They had a 6-point victory against the 2-seed Bryan and Stratton on November 15th. We'll talk more about Davidson's season when we come back. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you. Home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. We are watching a good one here on the coast of North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina. Cape Fear Community College hosting the rest of this Division II tournament quarterfinal action. The 1-9 matchup. Davidson right now with the lead. Chase Mebben's been most of the offense today, and he's got 19 points. 65% free throw shooter, 15 foul on the Titans before that timeout. So Mebben looking for 20 and a half, and he's got it. Unbelievable start for Chase Mebben. So I mentioned some of those close victories for the Storm. They also defeated the 4-seed Lewisburg back in December, 97-94. Nice hop step to the bucket. Wall's got his second field goal. Bryant Wall with 5 points for the Trojans. They needed that one. King over to Ross, and Ross buries the triple. Aaron Ross, his second field goal. He's got 6. One of those from the charity stripe. Good shooter overall, but not a deep threat at 22% on the year. Looking good on that shot, though. Hanging is Key, can't score, and a late whistle. Key, is down. I'm going to call a foul here on Davidson, or 5:59 left to go here in the half. Davidson, though, if you're Matt Ridge, you always want your team to be peaking this time of the year, and that's certainly been the case for the Storm. 36% from 3 in the month of February, 22.5 assists per game, 12 steals per game in the month of February. All of those are season highs. It was the second highest shooting month overall from the field for the Storm. Mebben, in his last 5 games, came in averaging 16.6 points per ball game. He's got 9 double-doubles on the year. He's got 20 points here in the half. So Key is going to have to come out. And they're going to bring in Pharaoh Underhill. So Bryant Wall at the free throw line, 52% shooter. He's got 5 points here this afternoon. Sixth in the country in rebounds, 11.7 rebounds a game. Bryant Wall also third in blocks per game at 3.6. He's averaging 15.5 points per ball game, and he's up to 7 here against the Storm. So Davidson briefly took its biggest lead at 8. It's now a 6-point advantage. Storm with the basketball. Taylor for 3. Off the back iron, rebound by King. He backs it out, thought about it. Now he'll scoop it to Taylor. Back to King. He'll try a triple. No good. Mebane the offensive rebound. Third crack at it here for the Storm. Contested shot is good for Taylor. His second field goal. Jaheim Taylor with 4. Good assist man, 29th in Division II at 4.9 assists per ball game. Ball deflected. Steal by Tillman. Here comes Taylor. Extra pass to Tillman. Now back over to Ross. 4-3. In and out. Tip for the rebound, and it's going off Tillman with 5:01 to go until halftime. Fields back in the game. Faust is back out there. Bellamy is back into the game. It's a line change for Matt Ridge. And I think I missed somebody. Did I say McNeil? I probably did. Titans with the basketball, trailing by 8. Biggest lead again for the second time for the Storm here today. Lawson out deep. Lawson over to Underhill on the wing. Attacks cut off. Now Jenkins. Defensive intensity has picked up for Davidson. It's all contested shots. Jenkins fights for the rebound, and he'll go to the free throw line. Jenkins battling. 74% free throw shooter. We'll take a couple here. Both teams with 5 team fouls. 4:35 to go until halftime. Jenkins, 14 points per ball game on the year. 48% shooter. He's a good 3-point shooter at 41%. 3.7 rebounds, just under 4 assists per game. Nice stat line for the sophomore. So Jenkins gets both free throws. Moses comes back in, and Bryant Wall will go out. Raekwon Key has 11, 9 for Moses, and 7 for Wall for the Trojans. Chase Mebane with 20 of the 41 for Davidson. Faust on the wing. Bellamy back to McNeil with the shot clock at 10. Down low they go to Fields, who patiently waits and has his second bucket. Trey Fields, 6.5 points per ball game, 49% shooter, 4.5 rebounds. Good spot man for Mebane when he's out of the game, and the Storm force another Titans turnover. McNeil into the forecourt, deflected out by Lawson. Lawson averaging 2 steals per game on the season. Davidson-Davie from Thomasville, North Carolina. Guilford Tech, not too far from them. They're in Jamestown, between Greensboro and High Point, sort of. Bellamy on the right wing. Taylor down low, again to Fields, and they have no answer for the post. Fields now with 6. First double-digit lead of the game for Davidson. It's 10, 45-35. Taylor top of the key to Fields. McNeil. Let me correct myself. That was Key. So Key's got 13. 8-point lead. Backdoor. What a pass by the big guy. Taylor the bucket, but Fields with a beautiful dime. attacking Lawson. It's going to be the 6th team foul on the Storm. So Jenkins will inbound. Titans will be in the 1-and-1 on the next one. Wall in for Guilford. Tillman in for Davidson. And now Mebane will come in. Good minutes there for Fields as he departs. Lawson top of the key. He'll step into a 3. Way off. Here's McNeil throwing it ahead. Taylor. Tillman cut off. Back out to Taylor. Taylor spinning, shooting, can't score. Rebound by Moses. Moses, Lawson, Jenkins, Key, and Wall right now for Guilford. Wall step back 3. In and out. Rebound by McNeil. Good rebounding guard, McNeil. Over to Bellamy. Bellamy. McNeil now with 2:13 to go. Catch and shoot 3 is good for Taylor. Jaheim Taylor with 9. And it is all Davidson by 13. Inside 2 to go in the half. So Guilford started this game hot. They have been ice cold for about the last 7 minutes. Hop step to the bucket. McNeil can't get it. Fouls his miss. Got it over 4 players and scores. First bucket for Jordan McNeil. Tough nose play there. And if you're the Trojans, you can't have that happen. You got 4 guys around the ball. It's 4 against 1. Somebody get the rebound. Speaking of which, Wall couldn't get it on the putback after he got the offensive rebound again. Davidson. Bellamy will wait for his friends. Taylor, top of the key. Tillman, bounce pass to Mebane. 22 in the half for Chase Mebane. Inside a minute to go. It's all Storm. If you're just joining us, Trojans led by 6 couple different times early on. They were hot from behind the arc as Wall gets the baseline shot. Storm, though, have clamped down defensively, forcing turnovers, doing all of the things that the number 1 team in the country is supposed to do in March. Here is Tillman. Yes, 4-3. Everybody getting into the action here. About a half a second difference game and shot clock as we wind down the opening half. Lawson swings it out. Moses for 3, no good. Rebound by Taylor. They can hold for the final shot. Matt Ridge wants to make sure that they're aware of that. 6 seconds. And hold up. With 5.5, the official stops the clock. Elan Muniz is going to come back into the game. King also out there for Davidson. So Tillman inbound with 5.5. I'm not sure what the issue was. A shot clock was on. The official might have had a problem with that. King from the logo. That will go out of bounds with 9/10. So Davidson will go to the half, likely with an 18-point advantage, their biggest of the half. Half-court throw there by Jenkins is no good, and 20 minutes in the books. The top seed taking care of business after 20 minutes. Davidson-Davie, 57, Guilford Tech, 39. We'll be back after this 15-minute halftime break. Don't go too far. Welcome back to Wilmington, everybody. Can't talk about the first half without that guy. Chase Mebben with 22 points really helped his team hang around when they started a little bit slow. Davidson-Davie trailed by 6. Guilford Tech was hot from 3, but went on a huge run in about the last 8 minutes or so of that first half, and they doing what they're supposed to be doing right now. The top seed by 18, matching their biggest lead as we take a look at the bracket. So the winner of this game will play the winner of the 4-5 game, which we'll have for you later on here today. Leading scorers in the first half. Let's talk statistics first for the 9 seed Guilford Tech. One player in double figures, Raekwon Key with 13 points, 9 apiece for Devontae Moses and Bryant Wall, and then 4 for Jenkins, 3 for Lawson, 2 for Underhill. For Davidson, I mentioned Chase Mebben with 22. Jaheim Taylor on the verge of double figures. He's got 9 points, 6 points apiece for Ross and Fields, 4 points for Raymond Bellamy, Jarvis Tillman with 3, and Jordan McNeil with 2. So that's the scoring. And if you do the math like I did at halftime, it'll add up to 56 and not 57. I'm missing a point somewhere. Who knows where? Take all statistics from Chris Sheeman with a grain of salt. Underway here in the second half, and Davidson starts with another turnover and a one-handed dunk. With authority to start this second half, the Storm go up by 20 points as Jaheim Taylor, now the second player in double figures with 11. Here's Lawson for Guilford. Guilford, the 9 seed at 10 and 18, 5 and 17 in Region 10 play. Blocked there by Tillman. Davidson, the number 1 team in the country, 29-0, 22-0 in the region. Trojans won on Tuesday at Wake Tech up in Raleigh, 100-94 to advance to this quarterfinal game. Trojans, a team that started the year 5-5. They lost 10 of 11 after that. That was between December 11th and February 3rd. 4-4 in their last 8. And the man of the match, Chase Mebben, at the line, looking to pad his totals. Davidson, of course, unbeaten. They've had some close victories, but for the most part, they have handled their business. I started talking about this in the first half. Mebben now with 24, by the way. You don't get to 29-0 by playing perfect basketball. Every team, even undefeated teams, have those garbage, grinded out kind of games, and Davidson had one of those games against Guilford back in early February. They won it 68-65. The difference, as Faust puts it up and in, Jonathan Faust now with 6 points, as Davidson pouring it on. The difference is championship teams, you got to know how to win the games you're supposed to win. Right now, we're seeing that on display with this 2-on-1. Well, how about Jenkins holding his own for the Trojans there, but it's going to be a 3-point try for Tillman that comes up short. So, yeah, you take care of business. You got to do those things. You got to dominate the teams that you're supposed to dominate, but you have to understand, too, as a contending team for a national championship, that sometimes between February and the beginning of March, you're going to have those games. And if you can get the victories in those ones, too, that propels your momentum forward. And we're going to get a timeout here. Free throws to come for the Storm. It's all Davidson right now here early in this second half. We'll be back. Well, I know on Fridays when I do tournaments that that's usually the biggest audience day. So if you're thinking about heading to the beach this week and all the ticket info and everything you need to know to put into your MapQuest or your Waze or whatever. All on that website there down below. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. We've got free throws to come here for the Storm out of the timeout. 2 team fouls on the Titans already in less than 2 minutes. And this is Ross at the line. Aaron Ross, 71% free throw shooter. Mentioned Davidson, a team that gets to the free throw line often. 5th in attempts, 25.8. 6th in makes, 17.7. And that will be a theme throughout this tournament, especially with the top 4 seeds. Lawson into the forecourt, Storm pushing their biggest lead out to 26. Lawson got a screen, attacks off the back iron. Taylor will walk it up. Mebane, Tillman, Taylor. You notice the ball movement for this team, how fluid everything is. This is a well-oiled machine, ladies and gentlemen. Bellamy attacks. Faust for 3, no good. Tillman flies in for the rebound. Bellamy on the elbow, out to Taylor. Thought about the 3, now he attacks. Taylor blocked. Bounce pass in transition, and the bucket is good. It's Key with 15 now, averaging 19 and a half. 3rd team all-region this year for Raekwon King. Going to make a nice addition to some 4-year. Look at this. Look at that ball movement. Yeah, Faust, nice defense there by Guilford, but let's just run this whole play back if we can. Beautiful passing by your big guys. A staple of contending teams. Look at this. Better defense, though, for Guilford. Credit to Lawson. Was that Lawson on the block? I believe so. Wall was also there. Wall 3rd in blocks in the country at 3.6 per game, so it might have been him. Here's Fields into the game, immediately makes an impact. Trey Fields with 8 points. He has done the job off the bench for Matt Ridge. Wall fell down, threw it off of McNeil. So McNeil and Fields, Ross still out there, Tillman still out there, Bellamy. And just as I say that, they bring in Keith Reese. Keith Reese Jr. out there for the first time for the Storm. Just underway here in this second half. First of 4 quarterfinal games for you here this afternoon and into the night. Jenkins gets it to Wall. Got it to go. So Wall, second player in double figures for the Trojans with 11. We'll have Lewisburg and Catawba coming up next. Bryan and Stratton and Lenore at 5. Fayetteville, Tech, and Pitt. That's the one I'm most looking forward to, as Bellamy scores. I think that's going to, well, I think Lewisburg and Catawba is going to be good too, but Fayetteville and Pitt, those are 2 teams I think can make some real noise. So I know there'll probably be a lot of Storm, assuming things play out as they've been playing out here this afternoon. Probably a lot of Storm fans who might be sticking around for our next game, but if you can, come back later on tonight for that 3-6 matchup. That's through the hands of Key into the backcourts. You can go into the backcourt on an inbound. That's okay. Moses Jenkins, top of the key. He picked up that pivot foot. So Storm will get it back. Miller in for Guilford. Keep in mind, too, that all the times you see are approximate throughout today especially. if we get behind, I will update each game's link, individual link with the correct start times. Another great pass by a big guy, Fields. Storm couldn't finish, though. Bellamy came up short. And the Trojans are going to get it back. We have not had a lot of flow here in the second half. It's been a lot of whistles. Not a lot of fouls, per se, just a lot of deflections and all those little things for both teams. Here's Jenkins. Bounce pass to Moses. Fields staying with him. Nine on the shot clock for Guilford Tech. Jenkins got to get to work with 6. Jenkins with 3. Ball deflected. How about Fields? What has he done off the bench? All the little things. Bellamy steps inside the arc. Contested Jay got it anyways. Bellamy with 8. Davidson by 28. 5 minutes in here in the second half. Key into the forecourt. Key got tied up with Fields, kept possession out to Moses for 3. His 4th triple, Moses with 12, all from behind the arc. Right about his season average in scoring. Bellamy. Here is Reese Jr. Swatted away and a whistle. Jalen King back out there, scoreless first half. Well, evidently not yet. He might be coming in for Reese, who's at the free throw line. Keith Reese Jr., 52% free throw shooter. So they called a foul on the block. It's the 3rd team foul on Guilford. So now King will come in. He comes in for Ross, not Reese. So Reese gets them both. Now here is Elon Muniz into the game. Fields will go out with 8 points. I like his production. He is one of just 2 freshmen. I hear Sims, the other freshman for the Storm. Everybody else is a, well, no, I'm wrong. Nige Stroman, also a freshman at Davidson. Another whistle, so we have Jenkins at the free throw line. 4 points for Josiah here today, 74% shooter from the charity stripe. Both teams with 3 team fouls. And a little wet spot out on the court as this held up. Jenkins, 14 points per ball game, 3.8 assists, 3.7 rebounds. I mentioned his good shooting in the first half. He's 48% overall, 41% from 3. Good season. He'll be a bucket getter for some lucky team. If he wants to go the 4-year route, he gets both free throws. 6 points for Josiah here today. Bellamy on the near side. Here's King. Hands it off, Muniz. Reese. Another foul on the Titans. They are calling it much tighter here in this second half. No free throws, though. That's the 4th team foul on the Titans. Storm have 3. Lawson back in. Catch and shoot, Muniz for 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Reese. Top of the key, Bellamy steps to the elbow, can't get it to go, but with the position, Reese Jr., the putback. 4 now for Keith. Now what? Foul on Reese Jr. away from the ball. So both teams combined 8 fouls, 4 apiece, here in the first 6 minutes and 15 seconds of this second half. This is kind of what I was talking about if you were with us at the beginning. I mentioned, both these teams and a lot of the teams in this tournament good at drawing those whistles. Scoop over to King from downtown. Grazes the rim, that's it. Bellamy, the offensive rebound, had it poked away, and then we're going to have a blocking foul here as Key and King collide. 5 team fouls on Davidson. Davidson-Davie, 3 straight region titles, 6 total in Matt's 15 years. They've been the D2 runner-up the last couple of years. Looking to win it all. One of 2 unbeaten teams in JUCO basketball. More on that after this timeout. Well, it's been defense to offense. Here's a steal by Ross, and then a slam dunk for Davidson. Back to live action. That was Taylor on the dunk, by the way. Chris Shima, glad to be with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Titans with the basketball and a triple for Lawson. That's his second. Michael Lawson with 6 points for the Trojans, but all Storm. 1 seed and the 9 seed getting us started here in this quarterfinal day of this 2023 D2 Region 10 basketball tournament. Steal there by Wall, and then bad shot for Guilford. Ooh, a lot of contact. McNeil took a shot. No call. King for 3, airballed it. Reese again in position. And it's taken away by the Trojans now. Moses Jenkins fakes the pass, shoots the 3, can't get it. McNeil throws it ahead. And King able to deflect that off Guilford, although I don't think that's what he was trying to do. 4 subs in. Tillman, Taylor, 5 subs. Tillman, Taylor, Ross, Mebin, and I'm missing somebody. I think Taylor's going to stay out there. So that's the 5 right now for Davidson. Tillman thought about the pass. Now goes to Ross. Guarded by Lawson. The flip, no. Wall with the rebound. One of the better rebounders in the country. 11.7 per game. Lawson turns on the Jets. High off the glass. Mebin the rebound. Here is Taylor, scoop and score. Jaheim Taylor, Baker's dozen. Somebody call timeout here. What's the whistle for? Matt Ridge is gathering his team. Is there a technical foul called on the Storm? No, no technical. I don't know what's going on. They allowed a sub in. Let's go, guys. Game 1 of 4. Zebra's got to move this along, please. Here is Jenkins stripped. In transition, laying it up and in is Ross. How many steals does Aaron Ross have today? He's in double figures with 10 points, I can tell you that much. Key to Wall. Here's Miller, corner 3. No good. Mebane the rebound. Ross again into the forecourt. Ross going to work. Close to picking up that pivot foot. Taylor on the wing. Tillman up top. Mebane, couple of fakes. Can't get it. Volleyballs it up and in. 20, how many? I'm losing track now. I'm running out of room on my stat sheet. 26 for Chase. We have more whistles. The Storm have blown it up to a 30-point lead. And they teed somebody up there. Jalen King going to come into the game. It looks like it was called on the Trojans. So King will shoot it. 14th best in the country, Jalen King, from the charity stripe, 84.9. Let's round it up. He's 85% free throw shooter. And our spazzy camera won't show us the results. There we go. Nope. These huddle cameras are interesting technology. King gets them both. First points of the game for him. Faust is back into the game. So is Reese. Yeah, it's Titans basketball. Miller across midcourt with it for Guilford. Jenkins, catch and shoot, Moses. Good again. Devontae Moses gets the big piece of chicken in the post-game meal for the Trojans. 15 matching Key for his team's lead. Fields back in. Another immediate impact for Trey Fields, who is now in double figures with 11. 86-54, Davidson handling its business. Wall the pull-up, no. Fields the rebound. Corner 3 is an air ball by Faust, and it's deflected off the Titans. So another shot at it here for Davidson's. I hear Sims into the game for the first time for the Storm. Looks like the shot clock needs to be readjusted. So 21 on the shot clock. We have not mentioned the shot clock much for Davidson. It has not factored in for the 7th highest scoring team in the country. Miscommunication there. A rare mistake for Fields. This is a Storm team that averages 92.9. They're going to blow past that here today. Now it's McNeil back out there for Davidson, as I believe subbed at every dead ball. Step back, double pump Jenkins. Oh, the defense. That was Sims, I believe, who had to save it. Did so to Fields, and then Fields gets fouled. 6th foul on the Titans. Both teams approaching the bonus as we go past the midway point here. Wait a minute, what was the call? Davidson seems upset. I think the whistle might have gone against them. Yeah, they're going to give Guilford the basketball here. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Season high in points for Davidson was 2 games ago. They scored 145 against Southwest Virginia. So I don't think we're going to get to that point today for the Storm, but triple digits is likely. So extra crack at it for the Trojans. Moses, Jenkins steps inside the arc, gets it to go. Jenkins with 8. We have a timeout. 9:30 remaining. All Davidson, the 1 seed, taking care of things here in game 1. Welcome back, everybody. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. It's quarterfinal action in the Region 10 D2 men's basketball tournament hosted by the Cape Fear Sea Devils. They'll host the D1 tournament next week as well. This tournament is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next week it's going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday event. All Davidson, here's Fields, banks it off the glass. Trey Fields with 13 points off the bench. Just about everybody who has played has scored for the Storm. Jenkins attacking. He's being aggressive here in the second half, and he gets into double figures. Fourth player, for Guilford in double figures. Pull up by Sims, yes. So now, Elon Muniz is the only player who has played and yet to score for Davidson. Wall gets it down low. That shot might have been altered by Fields. Here's McNeil into the forecourt. Back to Fields. That's what you do. That is a smart guard right there. Trey Fields makes a defensive play, and he gets rewarded by his guard on the offensive end. That's smart basketball. In the lane, Moses turnaround flip, no. Key with the offensive rebound. So we approach 8 minutes to go here in the game. Moses still hot from 3. Moses team lead now with 18 points. McNeil, Fields up top. Faust. Sims, shot clock at 10, catch and shoot by Fields. Ball bounces around and Wall collects for the Trojans. His entry pass deflected. Another steal for Davidson. Pull up by Sims, airballed it. Rebound by Wall again. Throw ahead to Miller. Miller, rejected by Reese. What a block. Here's Faust. Bounce passes it right to Jenkins. And that was in our blind spot. I do believe Guilford turned it over there, though. Ross back out there. Mebin back in the game. Taylor returns. Am I missing anybody? Muniz is also back in the game for Davidson. Just Matt Ridge running them line changes. 7:04 to go in the game. Davidson going to move on to the semifinals. Jumper no good. Offensive rebound, Bellamy. I think I missed Bellamy. Here's Taylor for 3. Yes. Jaheim Taylor with 16 points, 2 above his season average at 14.1. So A semifinal game at 2 p.m. tomorrow for Davidson. Quick hands by Wall with the steal, and another whistle with 6:30 to go. I think Wall might have been out of bounds, so just ran out of room. Timeout on the court. We're going to step aside. Storm 95, Titans 61. We'll be right back. Taking another look in case you weren't around earlier, that's the all-region selections. Coach Coleman for Bryan and Stratton, the number 2 seed in this tournament, won Coach of the Year, by the way. Congrats to him. Bryan and Stratton in Fayetteville have been very impressed with how they have built their athletic departments, relatively young athletic programs. Here's Muniz for 3. Offensive rebound by Mebane, and he scores some more. Chase Mebane had 22 in the first half. He's got 28 overall. The top shooter in Division II. Wall for 3, no good. Ball tipped. Ross chases it down. Ross ball fake and attacks. Ross with a dozen. Davidson has gone over 100 points 8 times this year. Muniz with the steal. Ross again. Oh, what a pass. Now Guilford Tech in transition. Hanging is key, can't score. Up and down we go with 5.5 remaining. Taylor Muniz for 3. Yes! Everybody in the books for Davidson as they get past the century mark. 102.61. Slow down, Chris. 9th time Storm have gone over 100 this season. And the 2nd time against the Trojans. Foul going to be called here. Whistles were coming fast and furious at the start of this second half. Both teams have calmed down a little bit. Another line change. It's Sims back out there. King back in the game. Keith Reese Jr. returns. Tillman is out there. McNeil. I think that's everybody. Contested jumper, Moses. He's had the hot hand, but not that time. McNeil throws it down to Sims. Can't score. Tip no by Tillman. Moses with the rebound. Throw ahead to Wall. 2-on-1 to Miller. Miller too strong. Wall is there, though, with the slam dunk. And he's got 13. Titans want to talk about something. 4:50 left to go in this one. Storm 102. Guilford Tech 63. We'll be back. Again, if you're planning on heading down to the beach, why not this weekend for the semifinals? Davidson fans, maybe? That's all the information, and well, that's some of the information. All of the information's on that website. You can also click the event information button on YouTube. Chris Sheeman back here with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. This is as Moses gets the turnover. And the shot no good. Putback is, though, for Raekwon Key. Guilford is not going to take any of their timeouts with them, apparently. No rush for their season to come to a close. Another timeout. We'll be back. Back again, so like I was saying before the timeout, it's supposed to be I think it's supposed to be a nice weekend once these storms come through later tonight here in the Carolinas. So yeah, why not go out to Wilmington? (102-65), Storm with the basketball, the top seed. Chase Mebane back in the game. Has he missed? I mean, seriously, has he missed? I can't recall him missing a bucket. I know he's got 30 points. I think they're going to call timeout to take him out of the game now, and that should be it for Mebane. So a substitution timeout there for Matt Ridge. I honestly don't think he's missed. We'll check the box score. Meanwhile, it's Jenkins now for Guilford. Trojans getting it down low, and it's a slam dunk for Wall. So Wall with 15. Net got a little wonky there, so that's why we're held up here briefly. Storm going to win its 30th game of the season. 30-0. Muniz will try it from that same spot he hit a 3 moments ago. Not that time, though. The only other unbeaten in junior college men's basketball in Division I, Southern Idaho, is 29-0 as well. There's a couple other teams that have one loss. But Davidson and Southern Idaho, currently the only 2 unbeaten JUCO teams. 3 in and out by Miller. Muniz attacks, can't score. That's going off McNeil with 2:58 remaining. So we'll see how much time they allow in between games. As of right now, it's looking like we're going to be a little bit behind for that 4-5 matchup. We're going to get a reach call. That's going to be the 7th on the Storm. So Titans will be in the 1-1 here. Lewisburg and Catawba getting ready to run out there. That should be a fun game. Curious to see the 2 seed, Bryan and Stratton, later on today. And I mentioned the game that I'm most excited for is going to be that Fayetteville and Pitt game. Front end of the 1-1 is good for Key. 18 points for him. 18 points for Moses. 15 for Wall for the Trojans here today. And Key gets another one, so he now with 19 on the day. McNeil into the forecourt. Down the field, blocked by Wall. Yet another one for Bryant. Key, contested shot, no good, and it's tipped out of bounds by Field, so it'll stay with the Titans with 2:29 to go. First quarterfinal game, top team in the country. If you're just joining us, Guilford led by 6 early on. They were hitting everything from behind the arc. About the last 8 minutes of the first half, Davidson completely took over. The Storm had a halftime lead of 57-39. And as you can see there, by doing simple math, that they have pulled that out even further here in the second half. A lot of defense to offense. 5th in steals per game. The Storm averaging close to 12. Their Fields has played well off the bench. He's got 18 as he buries a triple. 9th time over 100 points for the Storm this season. And the wheels continue to grab the pavement for Davidson. Another foul going to be called here, so Key going back to the free throw line. A correction, it's Wall at the free throw line. Bryant Wall, 52% shooter from the charity stripe. 8th team foul on the Storm, 6 on the Titans as we go inside 2 minutes. And you will forgive me. 3 more games coming up today in a 107-69 game with 1:59 to go. I'm going to pull back a little bit on the commentary and make sure the vocals don't blow out. Good thing calling games from the home studio, which I've been doing now for the last 4 years, is I got a pot with hot tea ready for me anytime I want it. Ooh, Reese couldn't get it to go, but he's going to the free throw line. So both teams in the 1-and-1 now. This is going to be a 2-shotter for Keith Reese Jr. Missed them both. Here's Moses. Jenkins from downtown. Rebound by Fields. Fields gets it back, banks it off the glass. I mean, this is the guy coming off the bench, folks. Trey Fields now with 20. From the elbow, Key gets it to go. Key with 21. Nobody down low. Sunday night at the Y here in the last minute of this one is Reese with 6. Open look for Sims. In and out. Flying in is Jalen King. So about 5-second difference, game and shot. Well, no, little bit off on that. About a 9-second difference, game and shot. Key got it to go. You might have heard Matt Ridge say no shot. Shot clock is off. Davidson is going to the semifinals in this 2023 Region 10 Division II basketball tournament. The number 1 team in the country will win it today, 113-74 against the Trojans, of Guilford Tech. Their season wraps at 10-19. The season continues for Davidson. They'll play the winner of our next game, Lewisburg and Catawba. So we'll have that one for you about 25 minutes, it looks like, from now, as Davidson wins it today, 113-74. Chase Mebane with 30 points, 20 for Trey Fields, as the Storm go to 30-0 on the season. So we're going to take a 25-minute break, folks. We'll be back at about 2:10 with the 4-5 matchup as the quarterfinals roll along here.